how many people are gonna get super pissed off of this video. What's up, party people, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is gonna be my unpopular opinion on popular high-end makeup. So basically all of these products are on the best sellers list on Sephora, so yeah, there's that. If I'm trying high-end makeup, I have very high expectations for it. I have very high standards. I look at it as if I'm paying a lot of money for something, it better be super original and it better blow my mind. I don't like to make these disclaimers anymore. Like, I'm trying to get to a place where I do not apologize for my opinion. I do not apologize for reviewing something negatively or positively. Like, I'm just trying to get away from like begging to you guys not to be mad at me. Like, if you get mad at makeup, if you get mad at me for not liking something or liking something, reevaluate yourself. Makeup is not that serious. If you like something that I don't, that is completely fine. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with me. So unpopular opinion number one is my opinion on the Fenty Pro Filt'r Soft Matte Long Wearing Foundation. Now, obviously, to all of these, there are going to be pros and cons, and obviously they're going to work better for some people and not others. And there are going to be, it's a personal preference thing. I don't like this foundation because of the finish. Okay, so I feel like people are gonna get real touchy when I talk about Rihanna for some reason. Rihanna pretty much changed the game in 2017 when she came out with this foundation and released 40 shades. Absolutely incredible, so inclusive, and I feel like she has set a new standard for the beauty industry. However, my thing is, this foundation is inclusive as far as the shade range goes, but not with the formula. The formula is a very matte, oil-absorbing formula, and if you don't like a matte finish, then you're not gonna like this foundation, which was my problem with it. So I feel like she should have come out with something a little bit more of like a satin, natural finish to where people with oily or dry skin or normal skin or combination skin could have worn it, and then everyone of, you know, all different skin tones and also different skin types could have worn it. So that's my only complaint, and that's my unpopular opinion number one. Product number two. Ooh, this one kind of stirs me up a little bit because I do not understand the popularity of this product, and that is the Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. This powder is $40, okay? And everyone and their mother, their sister, their father, their brother, their cousin, and their goat wear this powder. I do not think it's worth 40 bucks. I have other powders in my collection. I've done dupe videos with this. Go check out my dupe videos playlist. I have a good one. It's got all my dupes in it. Go check it out. I have found amazing alternatives to this that are so much cheaper and in my opinion perform way better. This powder just made my face look really cakey and really heavy and just thick. It just didn't really wear that well on my skin, and I just don't get the hype in this. Product number three is the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner. This is more of a recent try for me, and the reason that I don't get the hype in this one, first of all, this is $20, but that's because I feel like there are so many other like liquid felt tip liners out there that, I mean, I gave you some. I got a dupe video on that too, but I don't get the hype in this one because, I mean, it's so simplistic. There's nothing wow, like there's no wow factor to it, and the JC's Girl liquid liner is to a T. Next is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. This is one that I really wanted to like. I mean, I wanted to like all of these, but I really wanted to find a good high-end mascara that just beat all the drugstore options. I just could not get this to do anything for my lashes, and I've watched so many review videos of people applying this and it looking amazing on them. It flaked from what I remember, and it also just didn't really do a lot of lengthening. I think it was more of like a thickening kind of volumizing formula, but not really to my standards. I look for mascaras that are very dramatic, very bold, you know, super volume, super length, thickening, separating, but yet clumping at the same time. Like, I have very high standards for pretty much every makeup product. Product number five is it's hard for me to say this because I've been so wishy-washy, like on the fence about it, but I don't want to say it. The Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, okay? I started out loving this palette, and I still do. I'm not saying I don't love it. I still do love this palette, and I still use it, but I haven't really heard anyone mention the same problems that I've had with it, and I know I'm not alone. This is not a solitary issue. Like, this is something that I'm sure a lot of people experience, but no one really talks about it. I love these like fuchsia, pink, red tone shades, but everything else is just very basic. And don't get me wrong, I feel like you do need some basic shades to throw in there to make a complete look. But like these shades, come on, like I feel like they could have done a little bit more. They could have thrown some more special shades in there to go with these really pretty unique, like red oak or Venetian red, love letter. I mean, really the only things that match those pretty well are Braun Fresco. Like, that's the only cool tone, like purpley shade in here. And I feel like it just needs more pinks and purples and even more reds. And then you got like oranges and this weird like random taupe shade thrown in there. I just don't really understand that. Antique bronze is the ugliest color I've ever seen in my life. But my actual problem with this, I was just kind of throwing out a little extra for you there. But my problem with this is that it seems like when you layer the shadows on top of each other, they cancel each other out. So if I were to layer red ochre on top of Venetian red would be just, it would be gone. It'd just disappear because it's like the pigment is so strong in these that they cancel each other out. And to me, that's just a lot of work for nothing. So don't really do a whole lot of layering. If you want one of these really pretty berry shades in your look, just use one. You know, I feel like layering 2 or 3 is just kind of unnecessary. So that's my only complaint with this palette, and the fact that I feel like there could have been more special shades in here. Unpopular opinion number 6 is basically the Urban Decay Naked palettes as a whole. I've actually never owned a Naked palette because I don't get the hype in them. They are so basic. I just can't rationalize spending, what is it, $52, $50 on a palette that has like 12 shades in it. You can get an entire like 35 pan palette for like $14.99. My next unpopular opinion, and this is a video that I did that kind of sparked a little bit of growth for me, but also some controversy, and that is the IT Cosmetics CC cream. So I did a dupe video with the IT Cosmetics CC cream comparing it to a CoverGirl BB cream that didn't have SPF in it. So one of the biggest, you know, like the better claims of this CC cream is that it has SPF 50. It's supposed to give you full coverage. First of all, full coverage is a crock of crap. It gave me like low medium coverage at best. And there are people that say that it's full coverage. And the only thing that I can think of is that if you don't have a lot to cover up, it's not hard to get full coverage. You know, like full coverage is it's very objective. You know, it kind of depends on what you're trying to cover up and also what you consider to be full coverage or medium coverage or light coverage. Here's the thing. Yes, it has SPF 50, which is amazing, but you should not rely on makeup of any kind, whether it's foundation or concealer or powder or anything. You should not rely on your makeup products for your sunscreen. Because here's the thing. When they test out sunscreen in the labs to get the number, like whether it's 15, 30, 50, whatever, they test out such a large amount to define the protection that you're going to get from the sun that you're not going to apply that much. So you may be getting like SPF 15 or SPF 20 at best, because most people are not going to apply as much as you actually need to get that fullest protection. I guess my unpopular opinion is just the fact that the SPF 50 it's kind of a gimmick. Like, it sounds good, and yes, it's better than using nothing. Like, if you use the IT Cosmetics CC cream because it has SPF and you wear it on a daily basis, or if you live in a hot climate where it's always sunny, then absolutely, I do think you need that. But also, just take into consideration that you do need to wear another sunscreen under it. Don't just rely on your foundation or BB cream or CC cream or whatever for your protection. But yeah, my biggest complaint is that it's just not full coverage, and it didn't look all that good on my skin. It didn't wear very well. It looked pretty bad. So I just feel like the hype in this is just like, just blown out of proportion. Number 8 is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is something that I really wanted to love because it's not that expensive, and I could have swallowed the $24 price tag. Is that how much it is, $24? Yeah, I could have swallowed that price tag for a concealer, like a good concealer. It just looked very unflattering under my eyes. I mean, there are some people swear by this for not creasing, holding up all day, being super full coverage. First of all, I just felt like the finish just wasn't very flattering under my eyes because I guess my under eyes are kind of dry, and I just need a little bit more hydration than that. I just felt like it was just a little bit too mattifying and too much like a powder finish. Number 9 is the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. This is one that I just don't understand at all. I don't understand who this works for. If you can get this to work for you, girl, you're good. This seriously gives me the ugliest bluish white cast in my skin, as if I applied like the worst white casted sunscreen ever. And this does have SPF in it, which I'm okay with. Like, I want some products on my skin that have SPF aside from just sunscreen. However, it's not supposed to leave that behind. And it also just makes my skin feel very greasy, but yet it also has a powdery finish. Like, it's a really weird combination, but I don't really understand how people can get this to work for them. I didn't find that it minimized my pores or did anything special. I don't find that it, you know, broke my makeup down or made it fade or anything. I just didn't like the way it applied or the way it felt. I do feel like it kind of made my face feel a little bit more greasy throughout the day. And the last product that I have an unpopular opinion on is the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops. Now, this is one that I don't think is a bad product. I think it could have its place in a beauty routine. I just don't really understand why for the most part. So this product is just straight pigment basically, so you can mix it in with pretty much anything, any kind of liquid. It's awesome that it gives full coverage. I personally feel like I had to use a lot of it, and it kind of made the foundations that I used with it very matte. I just feel like if you're having to add in like a booster, like a coverage booster into the foundation that you're using or whatever you're using, then that kind of tells me that you don't like that product and it's not really suitable to your needs or suitable to your wants. I can understand adjusting the shade a little bit, but at the same time, there are cheaper foundation mixers out there nowadays. So, you know, if you're having to mix this in with your foundation to get better coverage, just get a better full coverage foundation. Okay, Cover FX, $42 plus a foundation. Say you got $40 in a foundation. That's $80-some that you're putting together to make one product when you could just have one good one. So that is it for my unpopular opinion on popular makeup products. Do you have any unpopular opinions on popular makeup products? If you do, leave them in the comments below and let me know, because I love to hear some negative reviews. I love to hear some products that you think aren't really worth the hype. So yeah, I don't want to feel alone in this. But thank you all so much for watching, and as I've said, I'm trying to cut out the long outros and just whatever comes out, just let it come out and let that be my outro. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.